Hi, my name's Tim Hain. I'm an industrial mechanic up here at the College of the Rockies in Cranbrook, BC. The following video is for assignment 3 of the PIDP 32-30 course, Evaluation of Learning. And this is an oral report on a informal assessment strategy I used with my students. So, the strategy I used, the technique that I've chosen to use is an online quizzing game. I've used Kahoot, but I'm sure there are many other ones out there like it. The method gets students using the most favorite thing in the world, their cell phones. So, they answer multiple choice questions, true or false questions, image or video type questions presented to them on the big screen, and then they use their cell phone as a buzzer, if you will, or they get to choose the answer through their personal device. They use their phones to answer the questions. Answer scores are collected. The quicker you answer them, the more points you get. It's a pretty effective way of getting students engaged anyways. So why I chose it, I've experienced it in a course myself using it when I was a student, and I really enjoyed it, so I figured I'd give it a whirl here with my students. The advantages that come along with it. So it gets students interacting, like I mentioned. They're laughing, they're having fun. It's in a bit of a competitive environment with each other, which is always a bonus. And it gets them using their cell phones, which I usually have pretty much no tolerance for in class. It also gives the students an idea of what types of questions and wording they might see when they get to a unit exam. I think this is, it helps to reduce test anxiety if they understand and know kind of what to expect prior to a unit exam. Okay. Some of the limitations, everybody kind of has to be a little tech savvy with their phone. They have to be able to get on and put the PIN code in and all that sort of stuff. And one other issue I had with it is that not everyone's internet connection was strong enough to really answer the questions efficiently and effectively. Okay. I use this method with my students about 2/3 of the way through the unit. I was working through a rigging unit. Most of the theory had been covered. We were heading out to the shop in the afternoon, and I wanted to see and have the students kind of self-evaluate how they were comprehending the material. Okay. Prior to going to the shop, I also wanted to have some key points to reference. So, utilizing that comment, do you remember in the Kahoot this morning what the weight of material per square foot was? So those are kind of, quick references from me in the shop in a one-on-one type setting when we're out there to challenge the students and see how they were comprehending or retaining even the information from that little quiz. I learned that I needed to give a lot more time in each question, and kind of once you run through the Kahoot once, I learned a lot from it, right? I can give them a lot more time, and as they answer, it'll give them the time to answer and really validate if they have the information to answer the question, as opposed to just being panicked for time and hitting the button to any one of them, whether it's the right one or not. Okay, this would go to the process validity of that type of question as well. Giving feedback once completed. So I went through the test again, one by one, or the quiz, and had a little discussion to make sure everyone was understanding each of the questions, what they were asked. I linked the questions to other relatable type content in the course that should be reviewed or that was going to be noted on the exam. Kahoot would give me results if I had paid for the next level up version of it. So with that one, it's kind of, I was utilizing a free one. Probably be better to pay and get a little bit more of the results for myself. But I think I was pretty capable at understanding and getting a good feel for how the students were doing as we were going through that test. Going forward, I'll definitely use this model again. It was fun. It was informative for me and the students. It was relatively not that time consuming to develop. the information I've gained in doing this informal assessment and seeing other examples and reading through other types of informal assessments through the text is invaluable, right? I think I've been doing a lot of things right in my class, not to say that it can't be improved on, but I'm really starting to understand that informal assessment is really where that learning takes place. It's not on the unit exams at the end. That's kind of, verifying that knowledge was learned or retained or however you want to word it. But the true learning where somebody's going to retain that information is during the course, is finding ways to peg it and burn it into their memory or their brain, and using informal assessment is absolutely key. So kind of in conclusion, I enjoyed the informal assessment. The students enjoyed it, got them using their phones, got them competing, laughing, enjoying the assessment process, which is a key point in acquiring true results and having fun with it. Thank you.